You on?
Good morning or good afternoon. My name is Quilin Bouzi. I was born and raised in Haiti. I am the missionary oblates of Mary Immaculate, and I am the pastor of St. William's Church in Tewksbury, Mass. The purpose of my reflection is to give people hope in these difficult times that we live in right now. That's where I find hope. I hope this reflection will also give you some hope. Last year, I went on pilgrimage to the Holy Land with some people in the parish. That was my first time to the Holy Land. It was no ordinary pilgrimage for me. It was a spiritual journey. I will never forget that pilgrimage. We visited so many holy places and celebrated Mass. Two things will stay with me from the Holy Land. I will never forget those experiences. One is Capernaum, where Jesus stayed in the house of Peter. The Holy Land guide, too, explained to us this house. This is the house that Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. And they're pretty sure this is the house because they find a plaque inside saying that Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law in this house. The second thing that really was powerful for me was the Church of Holy Sepulchre when we visited that church. And we also celebrated Mass on the empty tomb of Jesus. Over the past few days or few weeks, I find myself going back to the empty tomb and to reflect on the situation that we live in right now. I go back every time just to take a peek in that tomb and realizing that Jesus, Emmanuel, God with us, is not in the tomb. He has been raised. The tomb could not hold Jesus. Jesus has conquered death, darkness, and sin. His Father God raised him from the dead. Death does not have the last word. Life does. In other words, this pandemic does not have the last word. God does. The resurrection of Jesus tells us that what took place on Good Friday was a sacrifice, not a defeat. What took place on Good Friday was not an end, but a beginning. And Jesus gave us a perfect example how to follow him, how to be faithful to him in good time and also in difficult times. First of all, we started our journey in Lent, where on Ash Wednesday, we mark our forehead with ashes. And then we move to first Sunday of Lent, where we move to the desert with Jesus, tempted in the desert. I don't know if you remember those temptations in the desert. One thing I remember, the way that the devil tempted Jesus. The phrase, "If you are the Son of God, turn this rock into bread." If you are the Son of God. That was the questions the devil put to Jesus. On the cross, people asked Jesus the same question. If you are the Son of God, come down from that cross. Although Jesus did not feel any consolation whatsoever on the cross. He was really, really suffering for us. He did not feel any consolation from his Father. But he stayed on that cross. Even though he says to his Father, Father, why have you forsaken me? He had the temptations to give up. Not to finish his mission. But he stayed there. He stayed there because he knows God is faithful to him. And God gave him a mission, although he doesn't feel any consolation from his Father, but because he has a relationship with his Father, and he knows that God will not abandon him, and God is faithful to him and to his promises, God will fulfill those things. First of all, at his baptism, when God declared to him, "You are my beloved Son." And again, on Mount Tabor, when God says to him, "This is my beloved Son, whom I am well pleased." So Jesus had to go back to those things to remember who he is, and who was talking to him is faithful to him. So he had to continue his mission to fulfill the mission unto the end. Although Jesus stayed faithful to his Father, he stayed faithful to his mission until the end. And then he says to his Father, "Father, into your hands I commend my spirit." In these challenging times we live in, when we are dealing with COVID-19 pandemic, we have to trust. We have to trust in the power of the risen one, Jesus Christ. Why? Because he gave us a perfect example. He trusted in his Father to raise him from the dead. He trusted in his Father. We also have to remember God's promises to us. God always fulfills his promises. One of them is, "I will be with you always." Trust me. Do not be afraid. These are the promises of God that we have to remember when we go through difficult times, for us to stay faithful to God, faithful disciples of Jesus. This is one thing that we have to learn as we go through these things. We have to be faithful to God, to the mission that God has given each one of us. And this is the same mission that when Jesus told his disciples to go and tell my brothers to go to Galilee, there they will see me. We also have received the same mission from Jesus. So our mission today is to go in our own family, in our community, office, to the poor, to the sick, and tell them the word of hope, of consolation, and tell them that Jesus is alive and well, and give them that hope. Especially some people right now feel abandoned. They have anxiety, they have depression because of the lockdown. It is for us as disciples of Jesus to bring that hope to people. So today, the purpose of this reflection is to help other people to go through this pandemic crisis with hope. That believing that this pandemic is not forever. And to always remember, God always has the last word. This pandemic does not have the last word. God does. So we're going through this together with our faith. Our faith will survive through this time of crisis. May God continue to bless us. May God continue to heal us. May God continue to bring us together so that we can be reunited again after this crisis. May our Blessed Mother cover us under her mantle of grace so that she can help us intercede to her Son for us, the same way she interceded to the couple in Canaan. So let us ask her to also help us through this crisis to intercede to Jesus, her Son, as she also stayed faithful to God, to a mission God has given to her. So we also can stay faithful to our mission. Amen.